My name is Maite Nieves, and as a requirement for my English 3236 technical writing class, I am supposed to talk about a social or environmental problem Puerto Rico is facing. I chose the incorrect disposal of pharmaceuticals in Puerto Rico's water bodies. Through this presentation, you will find some background information, situations, possible solutions, and possible questions people may have about this subject. Optimum life requires clean water and clean air. If these two important points are not met, changes need to be made. As mentioned before, this presentation outlines the incorrect disposal of pharmaceuticals in Puerto Rico and how the water bodies may be affected. The presentation provides background information, research questions, and solutions to fix the problem. In the picture, you can see the pollutants entering the oceans and that 10% of these pollutants come from industrial water waste. According to Watts' 1997, pollution is sometimes defined as resources gone to waste. The focus of the recent past has been end-of-pipe treatment technologies, but the current trends are towards waste minimization and pollution prevention, which are implemented in a variety of ways, including process changes to prevent waste generation and separation and recovery of economically valuable components of waste streams. Lagrega et al. In 2001 defined the term hazardous waste as solid waste or combination of solid wastes which, because of its quantity, concentration, or physical, chemical, or infectious characteristics, may a. cause or significantly contribute to an increase in mortality or an increase in serious irreversible or incapacitating reversible illness, or b. pose a substantial present or potential hazard to human health or the environment when improperly treated, stored, transported, or disposed of, or otherwise managed. Also, Lagrega et al. In 2001 defined the term solid waste as any garbage, refuse, sludge from a waste treatment plant, water supply treatment plant, or air pollution control facility, and other discarded material, including solid, liquid, semi-solid, or contained gaseous material resulting from industrial, commercial, mining, and agricultural operations, and from community activities, but does not include solid or dissolved materials in irrigation, return flows, or industrial discharges, which are point sources subject to permits. Here you can see that contamination can get to the water directly or indirectly from animals, dumping toxins, industrial facilities, etc. Nathanson and Skinder in 2015 say that some types of hazardous waste can be detoxified or made less dangerous by chemical, biological, or physical treatment methods. Treatment of hazardous waste may be costly, but it can serve to prepare the material for recycling or ultimate disposal in a manner that is safer than disposal without the treatment. By using biological treatment, Nathanson and Skinder in 2015 explained that the microbes utilize the waste material as food and convert it by natural metabolic processes into simpler substances. It is most commonly used for stabilizing the organic waste in monoemulsifiable sewage, but certain types of hazardous industrial waste can also be treated by this method. There was a situation that Tellado in 2015, a writer for El Nuevo Día, a local newspaper, blames the Autoridad de Acueductos y Alcantarillados, AAA for its acronym in Spanish, for not disposing the waters the way it's supposed to be and disposing them at water bodies. According to Irma Lopez on an interview with El Nuevo Dia, the director of the compliance department at the AAA, she says that the reason for having these substances in the water is because people get rid of their expired medication, throwing them in the toilet, hand wash, or sink. This way, the medicines arrive to the treatment plants of the AAA where there are no regulations for removing the contaminants of the used waters before being discarded in rivers, streams, and other water bodies. Then, by getting to the water bodies affecting the wildlife that live in them. In the picture, you can see in the industrial pollutants that there are 127 regulated contaminants that get to the water. Another situation was that Peel et al. In 1981 did a research in the northern area of Puerto Rico to see how throwing pharmaceutical residues to the Atlantic Ocean specifically affected the wildlife. They stated that one of the many problems caused by the incorrect disposal of pharmaceuticals demonstrated changes in the marine microbial community in the region used for water disposal. The main purpose of the study was to investigate a pharmaceutical dump site located in the 64 kilometers north of Arecibo. In the picture above, you can see the north-central region of Puerto Rico and where Arecibo is located. Their conclusions were that because of the high amounts of waste disposed, the common species found in the ocean were not available near the shore. These were microorganisms like Staphylococcus, Micrococcus, and Bacilli, and a more abundant number of Vibrio and Idomonas spp. Vibrio and Idomonas spp are pathogenic bacteria that may affect the immune system. In the photo at the bottom, we can see Arecibo and see that the contamination comes from pharmaceutical industries. The purpose of this document is to draw consent about the wastewater contamination due to the incorrect disposal of pharmaceuticals at home, as well as in the industry, and at the same time educate the reader about the problems this causes. This proposal aims to explain possible solutions of reducing wastewater in the northern area of the island where a lot of pharmaceuticals are established, and this way reducing death of the wildlife and preventing sickness on the people who create in the beaches of the north. In order to reduce the wastewater contamination in the island, there are 4 solutions that can be taken into consideration. The following are listed below. Number 1. Increase awareness to the community by creating consent of the contamination caused by disposing their medications incorrectly, and to the industry by requiring a plan where they can minimize their wastes throughout the years and present reports to the relevant agencies that are accomplishing their goals. Number 2. Increase the amount of wastewater treatment in facilities in Puerto Rico. By increasing the amount of facilities, some of which may focus on removing specific chemicals, will improve process. New facilities may also serve as pre-treatment or post-treatment for wastewater treatment facilities already established throughout the island. If used as post-treatment facilities, contaminants removed in these stages can be transferred to companies that focus on the correct and safe disposal of the chemicals. Number 3, optimization of wastewater treatment processes in existing treatment plants that only have primary and secondary treatments should add a tertiary treatment and or intermediate step or equipment to increase water quality before disposing it at the water bodies. And finally, find the recycling or reuse purpose for sludge of substances from water, not simply dispose of effluent, but used for different industries like agrochemical, agriculture, separation of organic compounds for distribution, among other things, and this way avoiding increasing use of landfill. The most feasible solution would be the third solution, because it requires low economic impact and improves the quality process. The key is to look for possible methods to incorporate in the business that present major change in the water quality. Possibilities are researching treatment steps in wastewater treatments like microscreening or electrodialysis, especially in treatment plants close to industrial parks that may affect directly human health. Microscreening is a quick, efficient, and economical solution in order to achieve a visually solid-free effluent and eliminate oxygen-consuming substances. Electrodialysis is a membrane process during which ions are transported through semi-permeable membrane under the influence of an electric potential. The research questions that want to be answered are: number 1, how does wastewater treatment process works? There are 3 types of processes: chemical, physical, and physical-chemical. A chemical process is a process where there is an addition of chemicals to the water that wants to be cleaned. For example, chlorination. The physical process is the one that removes physical contaminants like solids, and this can be removed by filtration, sedimentation, and distillation. The physical-chemical process focuses primarily on the separation of colloidal particles. This is achieved through the addition of chemicals called coagulants and flocculants. These change the physical state of the colloids, allowing them to remain in an indefinitely stable form and therefore form into particles or flux with acetylene properties. Number 2. What is the process design of the waste treatment plant in Puerto Rico? According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the Puerto Rico Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant is designed to treat an average hydraulic loading of 72 million gallons per day and a peak hydraulic load of 144 million gallons per day. Currently, the average daily and maximum flows are approximately 57 million gallons per day and 64 million gallons per day, respectively. The facility's layout includes a pumping station, mechanical bar screen, grid removal mechanism, primary clarifiers, sludge handling facilities, and disinfection area. PRASA, Puerto Rico Aqueduct and Sewer Authority, estimates that it will spend approximately $1.5 billion implementing various injunctive relief measures to come into compliance. PRASA must construct a sludge treatment system and install alternative power units at new water treatment plants, complying with all permitting and sludge disposal requirements, including record keeping. Also, PRASA must install and operate flow meter devices and high-level indicators at all water treatment plants and take monthly and daily samples of discharges from on-permitting sludge treatment system or from new sludge treatment system at water treatment plants that do not have a final NPDES permit, among other things that can be found at the EPA page. Number 3. What substances are commonly found in wastewater? Organic, solids, gas, pathogens, inorganics, etc. Pharmaceuticals fall in organic and inorganic substances, so it is possible that these substances are found in wastewater. Number 4. How would this impact life in Puerto Rico? Optimizing or creating new treatment plants in Puerto Rico will affect directly and indirectly. Directly because it will improve water quality all around the island, indirectly giving a better life to the families in Puerto Rico. It will improve health and hygiene due to the fact that the majority of the diseases are mainly caused by contaminants in our water supplies. Additionally, having a better water quality will give a higher lifespan to Puerto Ricans, and this way will not affect us economically and demographically. We know this from Pew et al., who researched that having pharmaceuticals disposed in oceans, certain pathogens are found, and this affects the health of the Puerto Ricans, as mentioned before. The possibilities are primary and secondary treatments like screening, sedimentation, flotation, oil separation, equalization, neutralization, and disinfection, among other things. Screening is removing big contaminants such as paper, rags, plastic, or other materials that may be floating in water. Sedimentation is utilizing gravity so we can precipitate solid materials and this way disposing them. It's an easier way of collecting the contaminants. And flotation is the removal of suspended materials such as oil. Other treatments are known as the tertiary treatments. There is coagulation, filtration, precipitation, microscreening, ion exchange, adsorption, among others. Coagulation is solids removal, water clarification, lime softening, sludge thickening, and solids dewatering. Filtration is the removal of undesired chemicals, biological contaminants, solids, and gases from contaminated water. And precipitation turns materials dissolved in water into solids. Conclusion. Finally, hazardous waste can be prevented with the right equipment and point of thought. What wants to be accomplished with this proposal is to implement the process taken into consideration for the better management of the pharmaceutical wastes and bringing a better life to those who surround them. Here are my references. Thank you.